often the first step is the hardest. It's the most challenging because you're really stepping out of your comfort zone. And so often, to be really honest, it's not even about the steps that you need to make. It's about belief in yourself and moving forward and becoming that next version of yourself. And so that is where we're going to put some of our attention today, because that is how you grow, that is how you evolve, and that is how you become more confident. Welcome to Imprint, a podcast about creating a home and life you love. I'm Natalie Walton, an interior designer, stylist, and best-selling author focused on an holistic approach to homes. Each week, I'm sharing insights and interviews about the creative process to help you enhance both your interiors and well-being, as well as provide you with the tools and resources to make considered and sustainable choices with all that you create. Hello everyone, welcome to Imprint. I'm Natalie Walton and I'm very excited to have you join me today because we're going to be talking about 3 simple ways that you can feel more confident styling. This is day 2 of a bumper week, sharing some of the biggest lessons that I've learned from my journey of working in the interiors industry over the past 15 years. And I know that feeling confident is something that many of you struggle with. So we're going to tackle this, this issue and this topic head on, because really styling is the key to creating beautiful interiors and images. And it's really why you love any particular photo or space or home. And it's what makes particular spaces stand out. It's what creates a sense of connection. It's what makes particular interiors captivating. And it really is that kind of magic ingredient that brings your home to life. So if you want to, elevate your spaces, if you want to create captivating imagery, the sort that stops people scrolling as they're going through on Instagram, then styling is really how you do that. But then the big question becomes, how do you do that? How do you do that with confidence? And we're going to look at that because I think it can often feel quite complex or overwhelming. After all, it's kind of a relatively new field within the creative arts. I mean, most people know what an interior designer is or an interior decorator, but not so much an interior stylist. I know for me, when I first started working on magazines about 15 years ago, most people, if I spoke to them about what I did, had no idea what I was talking about. And to be honest, still a lot of people don't really know what a stylist is. There's a lot of confusion. And so I really want to clear that up today and share, as I said, 3 simple ways that you can feel more confident styling. Because when you learn these strategies and the skill of styling, it's like riding a bike. You never forget. You never learn how to, you never unlearn how to style. And excuse me, when you learn these strategies, it will make so much more sense about what you need to do and where you need to put your focus. Because often the first step is the hardest. It's the most challenging because you're really stepping out of your comfort zone. And so often, to be really honest, it's not even about the steps that you need to make. It's about taking that first step, taking that, belief in yourself and moving forward and becoming that next version of yourself. And so that is where we're going to put some of our attention today, because that is how you grow, that is how you evolve, and that is how you become more confident. So today I'm going to share how you can feel more confident and comfortable moving forward, growing and evolving as the person that you want to be. Now, as I mentioned, when I first started working on magazines, it feels like it was almost a lifetime ago. And we would often run these features on how to style a vignette, which was kind of breaking down the simple steps that you would need to take, the ingredients that you need to have in a space to make it pleasing to the eye. And in many ways, I really do believe, and I talk about this in my course, the Styling Masterclass, that, when you learn how to style a vignette, you very much take those ideas and you can use those ideas on a larger scale in a room. And then you can also apply those ideas to every room of your home and your house overall. So, excuse me, within the styling masterclass, of course, I teach you, how to style a vignette, how to style every room of your home. But there's actually so much more to styling than just that. And I want to touch on some of these areas right now. And of course, I go into this in much more detail in the course. But when you lack confidence, it's because you lack clarity and certainty. And so we're really going to resolve this today. I'm going to share how you can get more clarity about what you're creating, which will make you feel more certain, and create with more conviction, which will make you feel more confident. So I hope I haven't confused you there, but clarity creates a sense of certainty, which helps you create with conviction, which will make you feel more confident. I'm just going to say that one more time because it's important. Clarity creates certainty, which helps you create with conviction, which creates a feeling of confidence. Now, just a quick reminder that if you want to go deeper into the ideas that I'm sharing today and learn how to create that clarity and confidence for yourself, then you've just got 2 more days to enroll in the Styling Masterclass. This is my signature course. It's the one that I've been teaching for more than 5 years, and I've had thousands of students do this course and get amazing reviews, because it's not just a course that teaches you a skill, but it's also helps you to step into the life that you've always wanted. And, one of my students, Nicoletta Romay, she said it was the best investment that she's ever made. And she has gone from working in the world of fashion to working as an interior stylist for brands and helping homeowners transform their spaces. But this is really important to know. You only ever get the results you want in your life when you take action. So I want you to take action if you're serious about creating a home and life that you truly love. You will find all of the details at nataliewalton.com/the styling masterclass. Okay, let's get back to today's topic on 3 simple ways you can feel more confident styling. Because right now, if you don't feel confident, it's because something is holding you back and you're probably struggling. Maybe you're really not sure of the best place to start when it comes to styling your spaces and really don't know what's going to create the most impact. Or maybe you have too much stuff and really struggle to edit your spaces. Perhaps you like lots of different styles and you're not sure of how to make them work with your existing pieces, or you just really feel like you kind of chop and change direction a lot. And maybe your spaces just don't look like the favorite ones that you save or you share with your friends on Instagram, and you're not sure of what's missing. And maybe you just lack the confidence to get started or make changes, and that's what is really holding you back. But when you love your home, you can truly love your life because you're creating the home and life that you truly want. And, I really always believe, and this is like one of my core beliefs, is that, we have this one life to live. And so let's make it the best life that we can. It's like that beautiful Mary Oliver quote, what are you going to do with this one wild and precious life? So I'm going to just ask that of you. What are you going to do with your one wild and precious life? Because life is so precious. And if you aren't stepping into the one that you really want, you are missing such an opportunity to live your best life. And, this is how you do it. So we're going to get clear on, what you want your home and life to look and feel like. Because when you do, you get clarity on where you need to start and what you need to focus on. And there are so many different skills that you can learn, including the learn of editing your spaces, which can help you, feel more at ease, knowing how to simplify your decision making too. And this is such a golden opportunity to really reconnect with what's most important to you. including reconnecting with your creativity and what you really value. It's amazing how often we can get into patterns of living the type of life that we don't actually want, or spending our time and our money on things that aren't actually that important to us. And, I've spoken of this before, but, really doing a time audit of how you're spending your time. And are you spending your time on the things that actually are most important to you when you want to look back on your life and the things that you want to say that you did or you tried? And of course, you can feel more confident knowing that you're ready to take action on those steps that are important to you. I know for me that before I started on my styling journey, and I really did lack so much confidence when it came to all of this. I can really see that now. I kind of grew up in a family where, it was all about getting a safe job, getting a secure job. It was about doing the 9 to 5. It was about working for an employer. It was about working hard, all of those kind of things. And creativity and engaging with creativity and doing those kind of jobs was very much sort of seen as something that, well, that's not going to pay you very well. That was the story that I was told. And, I was also told that, that's a particular type of person that I wasn't that kind of person. And it very much seemed, all of these kind of creative jobs and creative roles, they really seemed very mysterious to me, something that only like in, quotation marks, only creative people did. And I, like I said, I really didn't see myself as a creative. I was somebody who always, worked hard at school and got good grades and was a good student. And I just didn't know where that could lead for me. I just had no idea about the possibilities of what my life could look like. And, since then, I have had my eyes open to so many possibilities. And, of all the different opportunities that I've been presented with in my creative journey, for me, the styling is the one that I just keep coming back to because it's a skill that you can learn. And I truly believe that it is like the secret ingredient to any kind of interior that you've loved. I can see how it's been used in so many ways, from, how interior designers and architects need stylists to create beautiful spaces for their portfolio that they put on their website. How any kind of, homewares brand needs to have a stylist that can style their products, both, for product shots, but also in people's homes, for their social feeds, all of those things. And how styling is what makes certain Airbnbs or holiday homes stand out, the ones that are trying to get, clients and people to buy those, rent out those places. So it's everywhere. And I think it still is quite undervalued in the sense of people just don't really understand how important it is. So, I really want to help you understand the role that it can play and how it's actually much easier and more within your grasp than what you might think when you follow the steps that I'm going to share with you today. So, as I said, when you lack that clarity and certainty, that's when you start to play it safe and you don't get the results that you want. So I really want you to know and understand that you've got to get that clarity about what you're creating, which will create that certainty and conviction, which will ultimately lead to confidence. So here are 3 ways that you can do this. The first big idea that I want to share with you is that you really need to rethink your vision because it's not big enough. So this is about the creating clarity part of the little matrix that I'm sharing with you today. And what I want you to do is to really, to create that clarity, you need to get clear on what's most important to you. So, and to you, because it's so easy to get swept up in what everyone else is doing. And so I really want to encourage you to take a moment to think about, what is it that you want with this chapter or this season of your life? What do you want that to look like? How are you living right now? How are you spending your days? if you do have a job, are you doing something that you really love? Because, that is the key ingredient to a happy life, is to do what you love every day, and you truly will not feel like you work a day of your life, or maybe it's just for your own personal enjoyment, but just think as big as you can. And part of that is to really challenge yourself. Research shows that when we move into discomfort, that is when we grow. And it is such an important part of the equation. And then the third step of that, the third part of that equation is that you need to make a commitment, because we can sort of think something and we can want something, but until we actually move into action to make a change, it's just never going to happen. And this is something that I kind of detail in one of the bonuses in the Styling Masterclass called the Goal Success System. And I really step out the steps that you need to take to achieve any goal. And it's actually quite simple how you can achieve any goal. And what I love about this is you can apply it to your home, you can apply it to your life, you can apply it to any area of your life, even if it's for health or fitness or whatever it is. But really, it is about these three key ingredients, which is about creating clarity, challenging yourself, and making a commitment. So, I really want you to think about right now, how are you going in terms of the vision that you have in your life? Do you have enough clarity about that? And if you were to, one of my favorite tools is to think about, on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you feel you're at on that journey right now? And what can you do? What steps can you take to move more towards the goal that you have for your life? The second big idea that I want to share with you today is to commit to your signature style. So how does this relate to, feeling more confident in terms of styling your spaces? So often what happens when people are styling their spaces is they kind of copy what other people are doing. And look, when you're first starting out, that can help to a degree because it's kind of providing a little bit of a framework, a little bit of a formula. But if you want to really start to feel more confident styling, you need to step more into your own personal style. And if you certainly want to create interiors that stand out, then you definitely need to tap more into your signature style. Now, there is a formula for this, and I'm just going to touch on it briefly here. But it is at the heart of your signature style is your story. So this is the journey that you have been on, the things that are unique to you, and your feelings, how you feel about certain objects, how you feel about your spaces and what's most important to you, and also your values. And this is about what is, what do you value in your spaces? What do you value in your life? Is this about sustainability? Is this about creating timeless spaces? There are so many different ways that this can manifest. And the more that you tap into your signature style, the more that your spaces will look and feel like you and not just a copycat of somebody else's home or somebody else's look, which at first can feel a little bit scary, but it's truly the key to creating every beautiful space. And every great stylist has their own unique style. Think of someone who you really admire when it comes to their style, their personal style, even just the way that they dress or their style within their home. And at the heart of it, it is unique to them. It is identifiable to them. And then what you want to do is you want to infuse the signature style into your space. So infusion styling is something that I talk about in the Styling Masterclass. And basically is this idea of taking your signature style and infusing it into your spaces. So, think of it as, it's kind of just permeating through your spaces in this kind of very subtle way. And it becomes the element that is very much unique to you. All right, the third big idea that I wanted to talk about is that really feeling more confident styling is as simple as following a formula. And of course, you can follow the step-by-step of how to create a vignette, how to, follow a formula for any of the spaces in your home. But what I want you to know is that there are different types of styling, and you need to adjust your styling depending on the type of outcome you're trying to achieve. So what do I mean by this? So the type of styling that you're going to engage with, if it is purely for enjoyment, which is like for your benefit, for you and your home, that is a very different type of styling that you're going to engage with than if you are styling for engagement. So the first one is styling for enjoyment. The second one is styling for engagement. And this is when you are styling your spaces, you're styling your products, you're styling your interiors, because you really want to create engagement through the viewer, the person who is seeing your spaces. Most likely, this is on social media. It is on your website if you've got a portfolio. It's for that other person. Of course, you might enjoy it too, but you really are styling with the goal of it's for somebody else. And then the third sort of version of this is styling for experiences. And this is when you're styling spaces in an experiential way. Most often, it is when you are styling a space for a guest in an Airbnb or a holiday rental. It might be styling your shop if you've got a physical brick and mortar shop, and it's this idea of visual merchandising and creating that experience when people step into your shop and how they feel in that space. And there are certain elements that you need to include, and you need to think in a slightly different way as if you were to style a space for engagement. And so, there are a couple of the key ways that you might create an experiential styling experience. And also, if you are styling for property styling, or also, I've just got a little mental blank. For events. So if you are styling, if it's a wedding or, those kind of events, there's a lot of event stylists out there. There are certain different strategies and processes that you follow if you're going to style in different ways. Of course, these are ones that I go into so much more detail in the styling masterclass, but I just think it's helpful for you to know now that the way that you style and the type of formula that you follow is going to change depending on the type of experience that you're trying to create. So I really want you to think about what type of experience are you trying to create? What type of styling best fits, your purpose? So being really clear on the end goal and, who are you serving? Are you serving yourself? Are you serving an audience, or are you, serving the people who are going to experience your spaces? And it's really important to think about that in terms of the different spaces. So, once you get clear on that, then it's really then easy to follow those steps and follow that formula so that you can style with more confidence. So, as I mentioned, I have spoken about a couple of ways that you can style with more confidence. And I just want to tap into another idea that I share in the Styling Masterclass, but I feel like I really need to mention it here as well. And it's this idea of the confidence formula that I've created within the course. So there are three components of this confidence formula. And the first is that if you want to create anything with confidence, like I said, you really need to connect with your heart. What is the thing that you really want to do? Because that is going to keep you moving forward, and that is what is going to propel you into action. So you really need to really listen to that kind of voice within about what is it, the thing that you really want to do. And then the second component is that you need to make your reason compelling, so that when you get into the kind of the design components of the steps that you need to take, that you've got enough momentum to move you forward. So it needs to be a really compelling reason that is going to propel you and keep you on that momentum and keep you on that journey. Because, any journey is going to have, like highs and lows and challenges along the way. So you need to, have a really compelling reason and a really strong why to get you through to that finish line. And then the third part is that you really need to move into action on whatever you want to create. So you need to dream big, you need to design what makes sense for you, and then you need to move into action and stay into action, because it's so easy to get stalled and to feel stuck and to sort of wallow in confusion of like, I don't know, and I don't know what to do. And if you're saying that to yourself, like, I don't know, it's such a, it's such an unhelpful thought to have. You really need to reframe that thought and think about, what do I know, or what is going to help me, or what are the steps that I need to take? You need to give your brain evidence of what you need to do to move forward. Now, I'm going to go into some of these mindset shifts that you need to make in an upcoming episode. It might even be tomorrow's, but it will be one of the episodes this week. So if you're struggling with that, make sure you listen to that episode. All right, let's just go quickly over some of the big ideas that I've shared with you today of 3 simple ways to feel more confident styling. The first idea is that you need to really rethink your vision and how, can this help you feel more confident. Is because you will then create clarity. You will really learn how to challenge yourself and make a commitment. And these are the 3 foundations to goal success. It is the goal success system. So when you follow these 3 steps, you will achieve success with anything that you want to do. If you want to feel more confident, you need to create clarity about what you're creating. You need to challenge yourself a little bit, because you'll move into your discomfort, but that's when you grow, and you really need to make a commitment to what you're doing. The second big idea that I shared was that you need to commit to your signature style. This is the key to creating any space that is going to connect with other people, including yourself. And it is much easier than you think. You need to channel what's your personal story, what's the journey that you've been on, what are your feelings, like what do you have a real emotional connection to, and what are your values, what's most important to you. Get those 3 things right, and you will have the foundation for your signature style, which then you need to know how to infuse into your spaces, and you need to do that. The third big idea that I shared with you was that you need to follow a formula. However, when you're following a formula, it really needs to be one that you need to understand what is your end goal. Are you styling a space for your own personal enjoyment? Are you styling a space for engagement? Or are you styling a space for an experiential, guest, if you like? So these are 3 big ideas that will help you, feel more confident styling your space. And they are the foundation to styling with success as well. So I just want you to think about, how you would feel if you were to get better at these areas and really, get more clarity on your vision. How would you feel if you were then to really know and understand your signature style? And how would it make you feel as well to, just follow a formula? Like that in itself is such a relief when you can actually just follow a step-by-step system. And then you automatically eliminate so many decisions from the equation, because it's like, I don't need to worry about, which objects I need to place where. Just need to do that, but do it through that kind of prism of my own personal style. And that's what's going to bring my spaces to life. So for those of you who really want to go deeper in these ideas, as I said, this week, there's just a couple more days left for enrollments being open for the Styling Masterclass. And I really would love to invite you into the Styling Masterclass, really help you get that clarity and confidence, and really go so much deeper in these ideas, because they truly will help you feel more confident styling your spaces. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this episode, I would love to hear from you on Instagram. You can just DM me at Natalie Walton, or you can write a review. I really, love hearing from you. It's pretty much the only way, or one of the only ways that I can kind of get feedback on the podcast. So I really appreciate it when you take the time to do that. And stay tuned, because tomorrow I will be sharing another one of my biggest lessons to help you on your creative journey as part of this week's bumper week of podcasts, all about sharing the biggest lessons that I've learned on my creative journey. So I hope that you find that helpful. And again, for those of you who are interested in learning more about the Styling Masterclass, go to nataliewalton.com/the Styling Masterclass. I look forward to seeing you in there. And until tomorrow, have a great day. All of the links and info for this episode are at nataliewalton.com/podcast. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can get a direct download of the latest episode. And I really appreciate when you take a minute to rate and review, as well as share the love with someone you know who might benefit from this episode, or on social media. If you'd like to access a range of free resources, come visit my website, nataliewalton.com. Thank you to Jaeger Media for producing this podcast. And I would also like to acknowledge the people of the Bundjalung Nation where it was recorded, and pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging. I look forward to connecting again soon. I'm Natalie Walton, and you've been listening to Imprint.